Now you gotta watch out for the wild charge, right? But also it's a good peeling effect. Oh, here we go again.
Once again.
AP Bren pulls through with an Odette pick.
Okay, so
Later.
The Odette pick, we saw it work wonders before. This time it didn't really work out.
So what happened?
So, the Swan song, right?
The Swan song.
Was the song that led them to victory
Yeah.
in the group stages, right? Was it group stages?
no.
Knockouts won.
Against Geek, right?
Hi, Swamily. These casters are already confused. So I made my first appearance in M5 World Championship during day 2 of the knockout stage. Pheww of AP Bren picked me against See You Soon. In this video, this is my second appearance in M5. Once again, Pheww of AP Bren picked me.
It was the counter to Joy, an
Yeah.
assassin. It's a great pick against these assassins, and now against the Nolan.
Hold on. Etedo thinks that AP Bren picked me against See You Soon to counter carry for that game. In an article published by the website Tiebreaker Times, See You Soon's gold laner, Kusi, who picked carry, said this.
It's a good counter against carry, especially that they already know that I'll be opting for a Purify spell. It's hard to fight against Odette's ultimate skill when carry is free hitting, so I will just be automatically boxed out by Odette and Benedetta. It's a good pick from them.
That was important to know, so that we all understand why AP Bren picked me again this second time around. Let's look at the draft now.
We jump into the draft. Game number 2 here. Onic now drawing first blood in the series, up 1-0 in the best of 5. You can already see the bands coming out. The Phobius, Matilda, not going to be a part of the picture anymore as Onic takes that out alongside the Baramis. On the flip side, AP Bren taking out the 1-1. Valentina, Kaja. What does this open for first pick for Onic?
Spec for themselves that these two teams have, willing to open up the Gwyn, willing to open.
The last one was what, 22? I think it was around the 22 mark.
Yeah.
An amazing game, the previous one. So the answers from Onic this time around, they're going to pick up the Novaria. They've got the Terizla. Once again, Novaria, though, I like it because was looking for his own entry points, right? That's the struggle, but now with the Novaria, that'll help. And there's the answer once again. AP Bren is going to
Try to lock on a Novaria. Be harder to hit. Pheww does do wonderful on it. On the side of Onic.
He's been, right? He can use the healers, but also...
What is the win condition? Let's imagine here. Well, that hero right there. Just taking the fact that Valentina's taken out here. You have to work around that. Minotaur, though, going to be locked in for AP Bren for that 4th pick. In a similar fashion, you also provide some sustainability. Here's one of the answers, right? For these tanky heroes, the carry's going to be locked in and rounded out with a Grok.
Wow.
Very interesting pickups here from Onic.
They can't go for a 5-man implosion. Now
you got to watch out for the wild charge, right? But also it's a good peeling effect. Oh, here we go again.
Once again.
AP Bren pulls through with an Odette pick.
Do you see what's going on here? Right after Onic picked carry, AP Bren picked me to counter her. Now let's hear more from the casters and what they think of me now.
I'm not too worried about Pheww on this Odette. Like, I think overall, I'm like kind of sold on the Odette. I'm at a point where I feel like it's just...
After one game, you're sold?
Just the idea behind it. You have the dash, you pair it up with a flicker, and then once again, it gives you the coverage that you want from that type of mage, right? That zoning, that arrow, that AoE, someone that can attack a wide zone of area, but it's not as easily targetable when it's in its alt state. The only thing the Odette lacks really is laning phase, doesn't have as much mobility as some of those other types of mages. So as long as Pheww can get to a safe spot where the rest of the team can group up, it is definitely going to be dangerous.
There you go.
We'll see how it happens. We get the signal. We're going to be jumping into the Land of Dawn. Game 2 ahead of us.
Thank you so much to those casters for appreciating me.
Right now, you can already see the pressure for Keyboy.
Doing some damage. Oh, a flicker as well. Burnt out by Keyboy here. But I do want to talk a little bit more about this Odette. In the matchup that we saw previously when Pheww picked this up, the Odette was also picked up against the carry. So now it's an assassin and a carry, right? Two very, very vulnerable targets for the Odette to catch.
Yeah, definitely very vulnerable. Carry has to try to move in, right? So it's definitely not going to be Carry's job to deal with Pheww.
Also, Atedo and I would like to thank the following Swamilis for updating us about this game when it was streamed live.
CW does pick up a nice defensive emblem there. Make sure that if Carry needs to, it can kind of survive a little bit of a gank there. Taking a look at these items, CW as well doesn't go for the boots, whereas Super Marco does. Super Marco also going to pick up, going to go straight into possibly the defensive boots there. So a slightly different route than normal.
Okay, speaking of, they already get the flicker out from Pheww, right? Putting the pressure there. Sans takes a shot, Ogren's gonna block it, but you see how this time around, because Kairi has this type of lineup to work around this Nolan pick, it allows him to farm up pretty confidently. He is a little bit ahead of Kyle Tizia as well right now, right? So Turtle's gonna be up here in just a couple seconds. They'll both get in position. A lot of these still trying to get that level 4, the ultimate's available. That's why they're parking themselves in the XP lane. Both junglers lead into the Turtle.
Clear up top a bit faster for Onic. Kaltizi looking for the setup as well, but Keyboy just pops in at Power Nature. And a wild charge, and Keyboy gets the Turtle as well.
Wow!
Game number 1, it was 2 kills and a Turtle over to AP Bren. Game number 2 starts off with Onic doing the same thing.
Grok is too aggressive and keeps on invading our jungler.
Get things back into the groove. It's not too huge of a loss, but it is already 2K in the first 3 minutes.
The thing about it too, well, Super Marco is gonna have the pressure here, but you know, when you're talking about the mid lane picks and you're talking especially about Sans here, the Novaria, his track record on this Novaria is insane. His success rate is very good, but not only that, the fact that the way that he plays it to the point where, yes, you're topping the damage meter, you're topping, you know, you're farming up really, really well here, but also the vision that's usually on point allows this.
Wild charge flicker combo into the fracture. Kairi gets rid of Pheww,
Wow.
and that's another combo together. Ogwen wall down, but Onic, they'll take this win. 4-0 Sans, canceling out the recall. Keyboy looking for an angle once again to maybe cancel another recall, but Ogwen just stays behind that turret. We'll try to facilitate Flap TZ's way back to clear this wave.
Take a look at the junglers right now. Kairi with a 1,300 gold lead already. He's got the Hunter striking. Whereas when we take a look at Kyle TZ, he's got practically nothing on his side.
That's a wall down. So Marco gonna be caught, pitched down right now with a lot of damage pumping through. Kairi will be able to give CW the kill down below. The entire turret shield as well into an Astral Sphere and an Astral Echo, revealing Ogwen and Pheww, zoning them away for CW once again to farm up and shove the wave back to the turret.
And putting the pressure once again. Sans is just on point so far. Even with the lead that he's garnered himself, right? 2-0-3 on the Novaria allows him to continue to do this. Just kind of siege from, you know, the safety, from distance. That's why the Novaria is so great. But as I was saying before that fight even broke out, you know, the ability to provide vision allows even Kairi to rotate a lot more confidently. And even Keyboy, the fact that he picked up this Grok, at this point, he's just walking vision, right? He's one of those vision getters.
He's a getter vision.
He's a getter of the vision.
Watch Grok here. He won't even allow Arlott to recall back to the base. That is how aggressive this Grok is.
Without fear of magic come, without fear of getting knocked up, and as long as he has Swan sitting in the back lane behind him, he knows he's good. I mean, he's
Take the long way.
disgusting.
He's making Flap TZ walk to his base.
You don't get the recall, you have to walk. That's what Keyboy does. So with that, again, this is very different from the previous game, right? You're talking about now the 5
We are so underfarmed already because of the invasions by Grok.
they are in the lanes, right? Super Marco doing a relatively, trying to keep up as much as he can, but still the pressure being put through every single lane right now as they go on.
All right, so 5K gold lead for Onic right now. AP Bren cannot find an opening. I think they know, all right, let's take this slow. Pretty much gonna try to pull an Onic this game. And Onic has a composition that scales so well into the late game with CW, with Swan, with the amount of vision they can have overall. Taking a look at the item CW, he's got the Siphon, he's got the Golden Wand. He's 2/3 of the way to the Holy Trinity, and it's gonna be trouble once he locks that in, because the rest of his team is,
Major migration, Val Requiem, and the Swan Song onto Keyboy.
Wow.
Final slash as well, but Keyboy gets out with a wild charge. That was Kairi into the back of Fracture, not getting him just yet. Mid Fury flicker combo boots with the penalty zone. distracting the back line. Open, barely dodging away from that last hit, but CW is rotating over already now. Immobilized under the turret, Boots taking low right now. Vengeance comes down with Astral Echo with a few more hits. CW finds the kill under the tier 1 of AP Bren.
Onic Esports goes from getting caught off guard to completely responding, finding a kill, and almost a tower for themselves.
Oh, Keyboy.
Are you gonna be able to make it another one?
That's a knockup, but Keyboy's still chasing. He's chasing.
He's hungry.
Pheww gets the dash. Super Marco
Look at the map and
gets
watch Grok.
Pheww out, but all that. While that was happening, Onic took what?
Whoa!
With a wall onto Pheww.
You cannot recall right now if you're AP Bren because there's a gator hunting you down.
Final slash in the Valor Requiem, but Keyboy just charges wildly back.
He's not even stressed about it. Keyboy's like, it's okay, you can knock me up for a second, I'm good. I just wild charge away. No problems.
And now, Onic are at their average.
This is the average, right? But now it's only 7 minutes in. It's kind of crazy to think about what that gold average is that they have leading into M5, now the 8.4K ahead. And it's flipped around. It's weird, right? You're 7-0.
Is this what these games are going to be, essentially? We're just going to go back and forth, each team starting the game off with a 10K gold.
Look at the items Pheww has for me here. I have the Genius Wand already, and Pheww is building the Glowing Wand next. Atedo personally thinks that, instead of Glowing Wand, it should have been Divine Glaive first, because Grok is too aggressive. And even Terizla's items are all defensive items too. What do you think, Swamily?
We saw the same thing from AP Bren last time, but I would argue that AP Bren has a slightly worse composition to try to pull off what Onic did last time. And AP Bren didn't have the scaling capabilities that Onic has this time. CW is just getting involved into these team fights. It's only been a few minutes, and now that they're grouped up, now that they're ready to push in, it's going to present more and more of a problem.
Yeah, it's crazy when you think about it too, right? The fact that we talked so much about this Odette pick, but unfortunately for the game, it's really just been stopped, right? You really haven't been able to see the Swan Song do anything just yet. You see AP Bren dealing with the siege from a distance, and once again, why that Novaria pick was so great. It was so crucial for the game plan here for Onic as they approach this game. Even with that, right, you need, you know, when we looked at the comparison, as this Lord is just going to be taken uncontested for Onic, when you looked at the comparison, right?
By the way, help me greet one of the longest Swamily a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jefferson.
Looking at Novaria here, this is why teams love this hero, and they pick it up, not only for the vision, but the insane damage early on from safety, essentially.
Yeah, and the vision just supplies so much. I mean, especially when you have a lead overall, that is when you can really just start to get the noose around the neck, right? That is when you can really just start to keep AP Bren exactly where you want them at all times. Onic really starting to close in now. Wow. Gonna try to take this tier 2, and AP Bren can do nothing about it.
Rose Gold Meteor built up for CW as well, so if the Swan Song does get utilized into the back, get CW, he'll still be able to survive it. 3-man Astral Echo as the Lord marches down bottom lane. This time the first Lord looking for a one-base turret. Final smash flicker combo. Not going to be able to connect right now. CW free hits. Keyboy in the back. This might be the fall zone into the wild charge. Keyboy taking low. Swan Song and the Minions Fury. Boots caught in enemy territory. 1v4, but Lord was able to deal with the base turret. Now Super Marco's chasing Boots, but Boots is unkillable. He just walks out of there.
The body of Smith. The BOS.
The body of Boots.
The body of
Bob.
Boots. The Bob. That's what worked there. The
So
Bob.
I have to say, still almost worth it, honestly, for Onic. At this point, when you're that far ahead, you can toss a body under the tower as long as you get the tower. Onic, if they want to try to close this out quick, they have to make sure those towers go down. Kyrie just stole the orange buff?
Yes, he did.
Looks like it. He's having a much better game this time around. Kyle Teasy, on the flip side, struggling this time, right? Even with the same pick. But really, it's that lineup. It's the lineup difference here for Onic this time around, and now they're the ones, right? With the 13,000 gold lead. So really, if you're trying to think about it as they get ready, is Onic the team to just go ahead, slowly kind of whittle down the defensive of AP Bren here until that next Lord And at the same time, they still have the tools to actually force a fight, even if it's just Sans. Give them the vision, poking them down like that.
Oh my God. He
Close
gets out very, very close. Are you telling me Onic wants to go for the
They
Siege
do.
without a Lord? That they do in the mid lane. Baser are going to be taken down. Boost penalty zone, locking him down. Wild charge. Keyboy flickering back. CW melted Ogwen.
Oh.
And now it's Kai with a fracture of Innis Fury. Even onto the blazing new evidence. A double kill for Kyrie and Super Marco. His forced back flap. TZ falls.
So what do you think, Swamily? Am I too weak for tournaments like this? Or did AP Bren just made the wrong choice using me here just to counter carry? Please leave your comments below. By the way, despite losing here, AP Bren still managed to make it to the Grand Finals and ended up as the M5 World Champion. Congratulations, AP Bren, and thank you for putting me in the world stage.